Hello viewers and welcome to TED Talk. This is Intentional Parenting Series, episode 5 of the 7-part series. In our previous episode, we talked about how you can set realistic expectations and boundaries and be consistent with it. Consistency as a skill for intentional parenting. And after that, we discovered that parents were asking, what happens if we set boundaries and they still flout the order? And that's what leads us to this. Skill number 5 is the skill of compassion. I like to describe compassion as empathy. Having empathy, showing empathy to your children. Whether you're a parent or you're an educator, there's need for you to show empathy. Yes, it's about you seeing things from their perspective. Of course, we understand that a lot of times these children try to communicate things to us, but we are not getting it. And the interesting thing is that children rarely talk about how they feel. They rarely tell you what they're going through or what is running in their mind at that moment. All they do is they act it out, they show it. So if you see a child who is throwing tantrums, probably the child is not happy or is reacting to something. You see a child pinching or biting, it's possible that child is hungry. So it's not every time that their bad behaviors are just because they want to be naughty. Sometimes they're trying to pass across a message to us, and that's why we need to see things from their perspective, look beyond what they're doing and begin to wonder why they're doing what they're doing. So if they behave in a certain way, it's a way of you saying, oh, this is how this child is feeling. And the more empathetic we are with our children, the more their trust in us builds. Okay, so I'm going to be sharing practical tips again on how you can show empathy or how you can show compassion to your young one. The first thing is that you need to acknowledge their emotions. Don't wave it aside. Acknowledge it and validate their emotions, validate their feelings. This makes them to know that you understand how they're feeling and yes, you're interested in making them feel better. The second thing is that you need to offer comfort. You need to ask them if it's a child who is able to talk. You can ask, okay, so what do you want me to do right now? The child is, being upset with certain things or is expressing his joy in certain ways. You need to ask, okay, what do you want me to do right now to make you feel better? Okay, and of course, offer them choices. Give them options to choose from. Options that if they eventually choose A, you are not going to force them to choose B, or if they choose B, you're not going to force them to choose A. So give them at least 2 options that you are comfortable with either one that they pick. So if, for example, a child has done something wrong and you're about to reprimand the child and you're saying you're not going to do this, and the child is upset, throwing tantrums and all of that, you could offer options. Or it's either you don't watch TV for 1 hour or you don't go out to the playground tomorrow. Now choose one. And of course, the child will weigh his option and choose. At first, the child might say, no, I don't want this, I don't want that, not choosing any of the options, but that leads us to the next practical step. Then you have to be patient with them, allow them the opportunity to express themselves, to show that emotion, allow them time to think through the options you've presented to them. When they think through, be patient, understand them, allow them take their time to make their decision, and whatever decision they choose eventually, let's go by it. I hope this helps. I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.